Manaski on this Walgreens thing. So Walgreens is they're offering mental health screening. And your question is,
who's going to do it? I mean, are they going to have like licensed professionals who do it, or is it like, yeah, I need a pack of smokes. Let me get a box of chocolate there, and can I get a depression and bipolar screening when you check out the person behind me?
So according to the press release from Walgreens and Mental Health America, which is the organization with whom they're partnering to do this, they already have an online screening program.
it's already online.
It's
Yeah.
already online. So they're asking Walgreens to promote their...
Okay.
I can't wait to take the test. I got to take it and see.
Well, we
I got
already
to
know
be
what
something. I got to be something.
70% of Americans have some sort of mental illness.
Yeah.
And
70%?
I think that's
Some
what the
sort.
latest statistic.
I mean,
some sort of mental illness, whether
well,
you're
everybody's-
momentarily depressed.
I do, and maybe I'm wrong, but I believe that everybody's got a little something.
and
Something. Everybody has something.
everybody in radio, especially.
Oh, it's
So it's like
terrible.
100%.
Yeah.
Interns excluded.
Yes.
Well, we don't know. If he ends up in radio, then he's
But I
going to
mean,
be
I think it's a
mental.
prerequisite for the job,
Yeah.
right? We've got to have something a little off kilter.
So your concern is like when I go to a pharmacy, you're now able to get a flu shot or an immunization or your shots right there at the pharmacy, and you have a pharmacist who's trained on how to do that. I'm comfortable with that.
Okay.
Right, but and as for this, I don't think it is the actual pharmacist or somebody on duty there. I think that they're giving you a screening, and it's more of an online screening. So there's probably a disclaimer, wouldn't you say, that
I'm looking for it
this is
right
not
now.
100% accurate. This may just advise you that you might want to seek out some counseling. You certainly can't come out of that screening and get pills. Right?
Well, and that
So,
was my second question.
Yeah.
Could they prescribe then?
I don't think so.
And so that was and another thing on the 70%.
70% of people have some sort of a mental illness.
Again, I'm not a doctor. That just seems like an alarmingly large number to me. So that's like saying like I have, and I don't. But if we were to say like I have an illness, I have a chronic disease like I have heart disease or lung disease.
I love how you qualified it. You don't.
I don't yet.
Okay.
But that's like saying, well, you had a cold last week, so you have a health condition as well. Like, if I'm depressed because maybe I lost a loved one and it lingers for maybe 2 months or 3 months, that's not that I have a chronic condition where I battled it.
There's a difference between a chronic condition, I think, than and I didn't do well in psychology, so I really can't. Don't get me wrong. I can take care of any case. I mean, come to me. I'll give you all the advice in the world. But I'm clinically, I guess I couldn't tell you. But at the end of the day, I think this is meant to kind of say maybe you do have something. Maybe you need to reach out to a psychologist or a doctor of some sort.
Well, and I think it's also to destigmatize it a little bit. This is according to the National Association for National Alliance on Mental Illness. Approximately 1 in 5 adults in the U.S., 43.8 million, experiences mental illness in a given year. 1 in 25 experiences a serious mental illness.
And the way you have to look at this is mental illness does not mean, correct me if I'm wrong, does not mean that you are mentally ill and that's the end of it. It could mean something periodic. It could mean you're going through postpartum depression. You could have, but it could be something that's temporary,
right,
based on a chemical imbalance, I would assume.
Okay.
Right. They
So-
say
And the numbers you just cited there, and I'm not objecting to what you said, but
We're doing exactly what Walgreens wants. We're like talking about it on the radio and saying, how in the world could they do this? And that's what they want. This is a lot of free advertising they're going to get out of this.
But 1 in 5 is 20%, and 1 in 25 is only 4%. I was just shocked that 70% is like a huge number. Anyway,
Andrew?
That's the issue. I mean, there's, like Bill was saying, it's such a broad term when you say mental illness.
It is a
I'm
broad
mentally
term.
ill. I'll be the first to say it. I would be considered mentally ill, having depression and anxiety, which I take meds for.
I think there is a difference between saying you're mentally ill and you suffer from a mental illness, because that could be
that's fair,
something that you're going through a tough time. Some people will grow out of things.
Right.
Some people mature. Some people, you hear stories of attention deficit. Somebody who was attention deficit and they were able to cope and figure out, and they work their way through it. I guess there's still some illness involved, but
is that considered a mental illness?
I have no idea.
I don't think it is.
Developmental.
You guys ask me these questions. Why, yes, it is.
Dr. Bill Keeler.
Well, I mean, you said it. I was just
Yeah.
asking you.
Yeah.
You said it.